computer. Got it. Hey, okay, thank you. Anyways, what's up, everybody? Today, our College Cafe. To all you students who are watching the recording, what's up to you all as well? We are excited to kick off our very first College Cafe. This is going to be an amazing series where we have some of us past college students, current college students, and some very new and recent college students, all collaborating to teach you what college is like and how to succeed in that realm. So let's go off and get some intros. Start off with that. I'll go first. My name is Gavin. I graduated from West Campus High School, and I'm actually still at Sac State, so stingers up. If you have any questions about that, let me know. I'm a film major, so I love movies and the production of them. So yeah, that's all about me. I love helping students. I'm over at McClatchy High School and New Tech High School, so I support over there. I will be y'all mentors. Yes, let's go ahead and popcorn it over to Miss Natasha.
Hey everyone, it is so great to see y'all, and it's so great to have this event. I am Natasha, as Mr. Gavin had said. Some of the sites that I help out at is Health Professions in Rosemont. Y'all in the building, woo woo, so glad to see y'all. I graduated from UC Davis in 2018 with a major or bachelor's degree in sociology and a minor in education. So that's kind of where I'm at, Aggies all day, every day, you know. And then currently I am a doctorate student at Fielding Graduate University, which I'm pretty excited to be doing that program. So it's a little bit about me and where I'm coming from. I will popcorn it to Daisy.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Daisy. I serve SES and JFK. I'm from Fresno, graduated from Fresno State with 2 degrees. I love Fresno State, love the Central Valley. I'm the one to go to if you want to know anything about Fresno State. And I'm going to pass it to Lane.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lang. Like Natasha, I also graduated from UC Davis. I graduated last year, 2020. I graduated with a Bachelor in English and a minor in Asian American Study and Education. And the schools I'm helping out at is Burbank and George Washington Carver. All right, I'll pass it to Dal.
What's up, y'all? So nice to see everybody here. Yeah, my name is Dal. I also graduated from UC Davis. So yeah, as you can see, we're pretty much Aggie strong here. Also graduated with Lang too last year as well too. So my major was community and regional development. So yeah, and let's see, the high schools I serve is Hiram Johnson and the Met and American Legion High School. And yeah, I'll pass it on to Dylan.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for being here with us today. My name is Dylan Fisher, and I work in youth development here with the district. And I have the honor of being able to work with this amazing team. And so I'm excited that everyone's here today and looking forward to all the content that you're going to be able to get from what is shared today. And if we don't mind, I would love for our special guest today to go ahead and introduce himself. So Wesley, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys, for being here. My name is Wesley. I'm a freshman this year at UC Berkeley. Last year, I graduated from West Campus High School in Sacramento, and I'm interested in studying sociology and anthropology. So yeah, that's me.
Hey, awesome. Well, that is our team, everyone. We're going to be leading you today. So thank you all. And for those who just entered the room, go ahead and type in the chat what school you are at. We would love to know. But let's go get started, kick off this College Cafe. Let's go with Miss Natasha. You got us hooked up first. We're going to be talking to you all today about the college decision-making process. This is something that is huge. As you all have maybe multiple schools you're interested in going to, how do you decide, and how have some of us past students decided on going to college? All right. Hey, I see you, Lee Burbank. I like it. Okay, go ahead, and Miss Natasha, you can take it away.
Awesome. Had to make sure I muted myself, you know. Let me just pull up the presentation. All right. So let's kind of get into the topic of college decision making. So we all know that, like, as you are applying for various colleges, there is a possibility that once when you figure out where you go to, you kind of may have the dilemma of figuring out where you're going to actually go, right? So this is kind of break down some of the things to consider as you're figuring that out, right? So a couple of things you want to consider is academics, lifestyle, housing, and financial aid, right? So far as academics, questions that you might want to start answering or asking yourself, right, is what majors offered at this campus most align with your career goals and interests, right? One thing you want to think about is whatever college you decide to go to, you want to make sure they have your program and the major that you are interested in doing, and make sure that that is a part of the official career goal that you are aspiring to go into. So that is definitely very important. The second part is what supports, programs, or centers are available to help you with homework, projects, writing essays, etc. At my time at Davis, we have what was called the EOP building, or Educational Opportunities Center, right? There, a lot of students went to get advising, free pretty much Scantrons, like far as taking tests and things like that. They were able to check out textbooks and things like that for free as long as they returned it at the end of the quarter. So there was a lot of great resources there that students were able to utilize. So you want to be able to make sure you know what resources are at the campus that you're choosing. Most campuses usually have a center like that, right? Lifestyle. You want to make sure the campus that you're going to is located in a geographic area of your interest, right? So if you like this picture below where it's sunny, there's a beach, you're all about like the beach and it's warm, being out in the sun, biking. Maybe you want to think about a college that is closer to the beach, like Santa Barbara, UC Santa Barbara, right? Or if you prefer something different, then, you know, making sure that whatever college you're going to is in the area of interest that you like, right? Also thinking about the culture and the climate of this particular campus that aligns with your interests as well. So I'm going to use my Davis example once again. They're really big on biking. I believe we even made it on like Jeopardy as like the #1 city with all the bikes, right? So it was great for me because I enjoyed exercising, less gas that I was, you know, money I was spending on gas, etc. Right? So whatever the culture or climate is of that campus, you want to make sure that it's a place that you enjoy and that you're going to be able to like deal with for the next 4 years, right? You don't want to feel like you're tolerating the culture of the campus, right? You want to make sure you want to be there, because that definitely adds to your overall experience. The next is, does this campus offer extracurricular and athletic activities that you like, right? So that could be different clubs. Most colleges usually have different sports and things like that. And some of the sports are more like competitive sports, like where you get scholarship and you're like on the basketball team, tennis, and things like that. And then they have the more chill recreational sports that you can join a lot of times as a freshman, where you're just playing for fun. So those are things that you want to look into and consider as a part of the culture and the extracurricular activities they offer. And lastly, as I said before, what like the clubs, organizations, and things that interest you. For me, I did join and was a part of BSU Black Student Union. So that was something I was interested in that Davis had. Next part is going to be housing. So I know with COVID this past year, a lot of college students have been doing college at home, and even moving forward, the uncertainty of like, you know, colleges saying that, hey, we're going to be back in person, and having to make adjustments and accommodations depending on what the different colleges are going to be doing individually, right? So you definitely want to make sure you're checking your email, you're checking the websites of the various colleges you're considering to see if they're going to be in person or not and what the requirements are for it, right? So if being in person is going to be an option, then the next question you're going to be asking is there available housing options for you, right? If you're choosing to do dorms as a freshman, a lot of times colleges, they'll have like themed dorms and different things like that that you want to consider. You also have to think about like the cost, and also like as far as the dorms, a lot of times they have different types of dorms. So they'll have like dorms where it's just you by yourself. They also have dorms where there's like 2, 3, and even 4 roommates. And depending on how many people you're sharing a dorm determines how much or how little it may cost, right? And some of the other questions is going to be, does this campus offer housing options aligned to your interests? So that kind of gets back to like the themed dorms. I know that at Davis, they had like a Black theme dorm, right? Or a Black theme level, I should say, where I went there and a lot of the people that I saw looked like me. And that was something that I enjoyed doing, right? So that might be something that you might consider as you are looking at campuses. Next thing would be when is the housing application deadline and how much is the application fee, right? So each college has a different deadline as far as housing. You want to make sure you meet that deadline and that you're aware of how much that fee is going to be, so that you can plan accordingly to make sure that you have the finances towards saving your spot in the dorms if that's what you choose to do, right? And lastly, are you able to defer your housing application deposit, or will you need to get the funds to pay for this by housing application deadline, right? So some colleges are pretty lenient where they will allow you to create like a payment plan where you can pay small increments at a time to make the full payment, and others will be like, I need that money up front if you want to save your spots. Now, of course, for some students, if they're choosing to go to a four-year institution, they realize dorms is really expensive because it can be. Some other options could include maybe staying in an apartment that might be a little bit more cheaper or affordable. So those are just a lot of different options that you can look at and think about, and you can always schedule an appointment with one of us mentors to kind of talk through your personal situation when it comes to planning for housing. And lastly, the biggest part is financial aid and how you're going to pay for your college experience. So first question is going to be, what is the estimated cost of attendance for this campus? A lot of times you can go to the website, you can see what the tuition cost is, and they'll usually tell you and break it down by the tuition, housing expenses, like books, like textbooks and school supplies and et cetera, and they'll break it down for you usually. And a lot of times you can go into your student portal and see what financial aid package you're getting, right? Next question is, which campus scholarships do you qualify for that could help pay for your college expenses? So each campus offers their own scholarships, and depending on if you qualify for it or not, those scholarships could be included in your financial aid packet when you view it. So you definitely want to be looking out for those, and you can definitely research the various scholarships that each campus office offers specifically to you and to the students of their campus. What other scholarships have you applied for? So we'll definitely be talking a lot more about scholarships later on, but there are definitely other scholarships available that you can apply for. So you'll get more information a little bit later. So I don't want to talk too much about that, but that's definitely something you want to consider as other scholarships. And lastly, if you were to have a remaining balance after you filled out the FAFSA, Dream Act, or Cal Grant, like far as what they pay for some of your college expenses, do you understand the role that loans, work study, and scholarships play in covering the cost of attendance, right? So you want to make sure that after you've received your financial aid and you've looked at your financial aid packet as you go into your student portal, you want to look at like budget and see how much is tuition, how much money do I have, what money is left over, like am I still going to owe money based off of the amount of money I got, or am I going to get a refund check, right? And so as mentors, we'll definitely have more conversations with our students about that as we get into more depth about it. We may even have an event or presentation on it too. We'll have to see about it, but it may make it easier for us to kind of talk about like comparing your different financial aid packets from the different schools that you got accepted into, which is right here, right? So we have a worksheet. It's called Compare Your Aid Awards, which if you are interested in us emailing it to you, then you can drop it in the chat that you're interested in like a worksheet like this. And it breaks down like each college that you are comparing, tuition fees, room and board, book supplies, travel, etc. And you can compare the various financial aid packets that you have, as well as the additional grants and scholarships that you received outside of the college and other aids. And then also, usually you should have a conversation with your mentor if you're not sure, or a counselor about if you didn't receive enough free money through scholarships, grants, and the Cal Grant and financial aid, then having a conversation about, is loans going to be an option for your personal situation? And if so, having to go over the difference between subsidized and unsubsidized loans, right? So this is pretty much what these are getting into as far as the different type of loans and what is offered. And then lastly, work study is the option for you to work on the college campus. And pretty much the agreement is when you work for the campus, it pretty much subtracts some of the tuition that you have to pay because you're working a job on the campus. So this is pretty much the worksheet that's available. And just lastly, in addition to this particular worksheet, We have worksheets that have all these same questions that I just kind of went over, that we can also send you as well. So this is pretty much kind of what the worksheets will look like, where you can kind of go back in your own time and consider thinking about all these different questions in each of the sections that we just kind of briefly went over, in also the comparing the aids. So yeah, just make sure you drop in the chat and we'll make sure to include these worksheets, and we'll send the email to you if that is something you're interested in. Before
shout
before
it
I
out
turn it over, oh, go ahead.
shout it out real quick. Thank you. I saw Kimberly mention she wanted one. For anyone who does want that worksheet, drop your email, the best email to reach you, because sometimes student emails, you don't look at them too much, but the best email that you check most often, drop that in the chat. We will send this stuff to you. Like Ms. Natasha said. My bad.
Awesome. Pretty much I was just gonna ask if there was any questions that anyone had at this point in time before we kind of switch gears to another important topic.
Yeah, ask any questions. You can unmute, you can type in the chat. But let us know if you have anything about choosing your college and some of the things that go into that. Just a reminder, thanks Amanda, I saw that in the chat. Just a reminder to everybody, just pay attention today, because at the end, some of these things that we talk about will be touched on inside the little Kahoot quiz game for prizes. So if you have any questions or clarifications, make sure you get those things out of the way right now. Awesome, thank you, Kate. Thank you, Lee. I see that stuff coming in. Perfect, okay, if there's no questions, looks like there's not, we're gonna move on to the next section. Thanks everyone for putting the emails in, which is gonna be Miss Daisy talking about all about the SIRs. And if you don't know what SIR or what that stands for, you will find out today. Something that you really wanna make sure, deadlines in college, really important. You wanna hit those, all right? So let's turn it over to Miss Daisy.
All right, thank you, Tasha and Gavin. So once you've decided which college you want to attend, you're going to need to submit your SIR, which stands for Student Intent to Register. This is basically you officially accepting admissions to the college campus that you wish to enroll in. And again, if anyone has any questions along the way, feel free to ask out loud or drop it in the chat, and a mentor or myself will respond to you. All right, okay, first off, here is something important to note. So the SIR process may look different depending on the college you choose. And by that, I'm referring to the website and the SIR fee. So note, the SIR fee may differ from the orientation fee. And the purpose of paying for the SIR is to submit that spot for you for admissions, right? It saves you that seat. Down here is the SIR fees for UCs versus CSUs. For Sac City and other junior colleges, there should be no SIR fee, and really there is no process. What you're going to do is just attend orientation, and then from there you enroll into your classes. So on the left, we have UCs. The SIR is typically $250 non-refundable. This fee is system-wide, so it should be the same for all UC campuses. So be prepared to pay that fee when you accept admissions on your student portal. Keep in mind, you may have to pay for orientation fee on top of the $250. For CSUs, the SIR fee varies on the campus. Sac State has no SIR fee for this year. So yes, it is free just to accept. And while I'm at it, Fresno State is also free. There's no SIR fee. And their orientation is also free for the first time ever because it is virtual. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sac State has free orientation as well, but always be prepared to pay any fees because you never know. So it could run about $100 for orientation. Now let's look at an overview of the steps to accepting the admissions. Thank you. So first, you're going to look for that email that gives you your college student ID with the steps to creating a student portal. This could include that email that you first received a long time ago when you first applied, or your recent one, the congratulations email with your conditionally admitted acceptance letter. In that email, you're going to create your student portal, and then once you create it, you're going to log into your account. And then step 4, this is the part where it gets kind of tricky and looks different for everyone. You're going to want to navigate through your student portal and find where to accept. So what I'm going to do is show you real quick on what it looks like to accept for Sac State. So again, it looks different depending on the campus and the website. We're going to show you for Sac State specifically, and hopefully this visual should clear up any questions you have. All right, so first you're going to go to that email that I was talking about. So this is the congratulations one, right? It'll tell you congrats, you've been conditionally admitted to Sac State. I almost said Fresno State, sorry. So Sac State. And then right there where we blurred out the second one, it says Sac State ID. That's your student ID, and that's the number you use to create your student portal. And then down there, those are the steps. And then it'll tell you the website, it's My Sac State. And then it says intent to enroll, ITE. That's the same thing as SIR, student intent to enroll. They're the same exact thing. They're just different ways of saying it. And then in bold right there, the deadline to accept admissions is May 1st of this year. And correct me if I'm wrong, it should be the same date for UCs as well. So that's in 2 days. So in 2 days, you're going to want to go in there and accept to the college that you choose. You can go ahead to the next slide. And I may be going fast, but don't worry. I'm going to email this PDF with the step-by-step pictures of where and how to accept on Sac State Student Portal. And no one is expected to submit your SIR to Sac State right now. I'm just showing you what it looks like. So go ahead and drop your email address in the chat if you haven't already done so, if you would like to receive this PDF. It just shows you all the pictures and the visual of how to accept. So again, the first thing is you're going to go to My Sac State and then you log in. And once you log in, you're going to select Student Center. Sorry, it's kind of small, but once you get the PDF, you should be able to see it. So select Student Center and then it'll take you to this next screen. On the left, you're going to go down to Admissions and select Application Status. Once you click Application Status, it takes you to the screen on the right. And you're going to make sure it says Fall 2021 Undergraduate Degree. And then you will also see the major you had selected to right next to it under campus where you when you first applied. And then right there, it's going to be in blue underline accept/decline admissions. Click on that. It will take you to the next screen. On the left, again, you're going to make sure the information is correct and then click accept decline for a second time. And then on the right screen, it will show you, this is where you're going to actually select whether you're accepting or declining. Once you select accept, it will take you to this next screen. So on the right, it'll take you to the screen on the right. You're going to go ahead and confirm your acceptance. That's the last step right there before you officially accept admissions. And then from here, you're going to enroll with orientation. And that's pretty much it for just accepting for Sac State. At this time, does anyone have any questions about anything so far that we've spoken on?
I just want to note that even if you send in your statement of intent to register and at the last minute you change your mind, you can still change your mind because it's still not May 1st. But it's normal to change your mind and choose, like if you say you were going to a CSU, but then you want to go to UC instead, you still choose that. But just know that you will not be refunded if you did pay a fee for your to intent to register. You will not be refunded for that.
Right. Good point. And for those, obviously we're doing this live on Zoom right now. For those students who are watching this recorded at a later date, obviously you can't type your emails in. We can't get it right now, but we're going to show you today in this video exactly how to get in touch with us and how to send us an email in case you want to reach out for some of these resources and whatnot. But yeah, thank you all for dropping your emails. We'll send you all the resources we'll talk about today later on. So if there's no questions, awesome, we can move on to the next bit. Now, we are talking about some things that can add up in price, right? College is by no means, super cheap, depending on where you go and everything. But the big thing is getting money for that. We have resources and ways to do that. And one of those big ones is scholarships. There's scholarships that are offered everywhere around the world. And a lot of times they go unapplied for and unused, which means that if you guys apply, maybe you might win one. In fact, we do have Wesley actually won a scholarship. We're going to talk about that a little later. We're going to ask him a few questions about that. but he was an SCUSD student who won one of our internal scholarships. So we're going to talk all about that, and we're going to turn it over to Dow and Lang. We're going to go all about into scholarships and specifically our SCUSD scholarships that you guys can win. Y'all ready to do it, Dow and Lang?
Like, are you going first? Am I going first?
You're gonna go first, Dow.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Give me a second here. Okay, I think y'all could see that. All right. So yeah. So this is just one of the general scholarship in the school district. This one is pretty universal. So meaning that like you'll kind of see like some of the requirements all around other scholarships as well. So this one is specifically the George Clark Memorial Scholarship. I think this one's pretty big. So it funds you $5,000 scholarship per year for 4 years. So basically throughout your whole college career, right? If you're gonna, go on for 4 years. And do you know that the dates here are kind of like, how do I say? It's kind of like postponed. For example, this is May 14th, but however, if you scroll down, like right here, then this is March 5th. Obviously March 5th is already passed, so some of these dates are postponed. So the background behind this scholarship is just there was a will of George Clark in agreement with the mayor, city of Sacramento. And so each scholarship their requirement is a bit different. For example, this one specifically has you have to have like a high GPA, and you have to have a lot of extracurricular activities. So when you look at other scholarships, make sure you pay attention to the eligibility or like the scholarship requirements. Moving on, we'll go ahead and talk about the announcement of winner. So essentially, when the Sacramento City Council has a meeting, you'll be invited with your parent or guardian, and yeah, you'll eventually receive the scholarship certificate there as well. And the application attachment is just 2-letter recommendation. So this is pretty much universal again. So I think if not all, requires 2-letter recommendation, and your personal statement as well too, like describing your educational and vocational goals, short-term and long-term, and how you plan to use the scholarship funds as well. And then like every other scholarship, they require you to have your transcript and your college enrollment. So this could be like your letter of like, enrollment, or a letter of verification that you submitted your SIR. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So this is a pretty general, once again, pretty general scholarship. So if you like, you'll probably see some overlaps if you apply for other scholarships as well. Yeah. Do mentors have any other thing to fill in?
The only other point is there's tons of different types of scholarships, and Mr. Lang will talk about it in a second. But not everyone is this, major where you have an award ceremony and you go and meet the mayor and whatnot. So there's some that are a little bit lower key and not as much money, but those are also great to apply for. So not everyone's this grand scheme thing, but Mr. Lang will talk about it some more too.
Yep. Right.
All right. I'll share screen, and Lang, your turn.
All right, so let me go show you how to get to their page first. So this is the scholarship website page. If you're just gonna type in the web address, just type in susd.edu/scholarships, or if you don't know, you can just go to the district website, search up scholarships, and then it will just take you to, it's the segment, it will just take you to the website page. Just know that the scholarship deadline has been extended to May 14, 2021. The original deadline was April 25th, but because the district love you guys so much, they've extended the deadline. This is the one way to access to it. Another way is to go to our mentor website. So this is our website for our mentor, where you can go and make appointments with us. If Gabby could put the web address in the chat. So if you go to our resources page here, we've moved the scholarship information to the top, and you just click on this just to go to the scholarship website. Down here, we do have some scholarship resources. this was our scholarship workshop where we talk about where we went in depth into scholarships and how to analyze what you need to require, what you need to do when you're writing a scholarship essays and whatnot. If you want to, please check it out. There's a lot of information on there. And then we do have some writing tips for you guys. This is also some external, these are external scholarships that's not sponsored by our district, but it's just like scholarships in general. So check it out. But these are district scholarships. So all these are only for Sac City Unified School District students only. So you're not competing with anybody in the greater Sacramento area or nationwide. So you're just competing with your fellow senior students. So you know how each school has about like 400 senior students. So if you want to total, it's about 2,000 to 3,000 senior students in Sacramento area. And then so far from our numbers, only 64 students have applied. So if you're one of those students who have like good grades or a lot of community outreach, things like that, please apply. Even if you feel like you're not qualified, just apply just in case you might be one of those students who are lucky to be able to get it. Just remember, there's only 64 students that apply so far, and then you could be one of those lucky ones that get the scholarships, okay?
Great question in the chat just popped up. Philip, awesome question. You said, can I apply to these as a junior?
No, for now, they've only allowed seniors to apply, so only graduating seniors are able to apply. So if you're a junior right now, just be on the lookout for next year, because I do know they've been, all these scholarships do repeat every year, so just know you'll be. But if you already know you're a junior, just start doing community outreach, you start focusing on your grades and things like that, and you'll be good.
I was going to say just that. If you're a junior, you have a head start now that you know about these. You can already start to get your letters of recommendation. So find like a teacher or community member that can write you a letter of rec, and also just kind of be on the lookout for this stuff next year. But you kind of have a head start.
Yeah. So like Dal said earlier, this is if you go inside, you'll see the scholarships and then the type of recommendation and things like that. Just read the eligibility, see if you require. Some of them have like 3.0 GPA, some of them are 2.0 GPA and up. So just be on the lookout for it. Some of them do require for you to be CSU, UCs, but some of them are open to community college and some vocational college too. So to apply, just go right here to this yellow box right here. Go to apply now. So all of this, once you click on this for all the scholarships, all of it will look the same. So just input your information, student ID, phone number, emails. Don't use your, you could use your student address, but I prefer you use your personal email just in case you lose access to it after you graduate. So just to be safe, because some scholarships do are recurring. You can still renew your scholarships after your second year of college. So just know that. So just put all your informations, your profiles, any school activities you completed, at what grade level that school activity was, any community interest or activity, any volunteer activities, list them out, what grade you did them in, or things like that. Any achievements, awards, honors, any personal challenge that you have overcome in long-term goals. So these are just short sentences and stuff like that, because you'll be covering some, going over most of them too, and your student essay too, because some students' essay do cover short-term, long-term goals and things like that. So this is more of like a bullet point, and then your student essay is more like go more into depth about it. So these, you're gonna upload your 2 letters of recommendation, one from a teacher, one from outside of school, things like that. Student essay, 750 words or less. So 750 words or less, is sometimes it's double spaced. Sometimes they just say 1 page. That depends. If it's just 1 page, you make sure you don't double space it, because you're gonna lose out on space to talk about yourself. Transcript, I know most of you guys have access to Infinite Campus, and you're able to like print your school transcript. It's just unofficial, so that works out too. College acceptance, just take a screenshot of it, and then you could just So when you upload it, just upload it here. Just make sure when you're uploading this, you either put it in a PDF file or a Word doc. So make sure you upload it in only these two formats so you can see it, because if not, it's gonna be hard reading your file. Just make sure when you're completing this, you have all of the required documents and all the everything necessary ready on hand, because this application does not save. So if you don't finish it in one go, or you exit the page, everything's going to be deleted. So just make sure you have everything ready before you submit everything, okay? So for letters of recommendation, if you feel like, oh, I don't have anybody from outside school, you just don't know, just keep talking to people. If you have any questions, just reach out to us and we can talk and we can go over it, okay? So once you complete everything, just acknowledge everything, sign it and enter this code, and then click submit. Where's the submit button? All right, click submit. And if you click submit, it'll take you to a confirmation page. Just thank you for submitting your college essay, your scholarships. And then you receive an email from us saying that you successfully submit your application. And the email will be sent to the emails you put on file, okay? So once again, just make sure you complete it. And I know the deadline has been extended to May 14th, so please take advantage of this extension, because we know students do tend to be last minute. So try to get it done before this deadline, because it probably won't be extended again, okay? Any questions or comments?
Yeah, great question, Philip. If anyone else has questions about scholarships, ask away. Again, we have our recordings online from our last scholarship workshop. So that link that I dropped in the chat, our mentor website, and I'll show it to you once again at the end. But you can always go there and check out that on how to fill those out in a little bit more in depth. We even did some writing exercises to help you get some of those out of the way. But this one will not be extended again. So the 14th is the last day to apply. And remember, like Lang said, we only had 64 students. So that means your chances, your pool of students is so low, your chances are a lot higher than just like any of those national ones. So make sure you apply to win some free money for school. Just takes a little bit of effort. Awesome. Thank you, Lang and Dow. Now we're kind of moving down the line. We're almost getting to our little Kahoot and prize stuff. But before we do, we have I have a little mini interview for our guest speaker, Wesley, who just entered the college scene. And also I'm gonna open it up to some of our mentor team as well, because we were college students also. So we got some valuable info to share. But let's get some questions. I'm just gonna ask a little list that I created. However, if any of the students inside the chat right now, if you have questions, go ahead and type them in the chat and we will ask them away. Anything that you're curious about college. So let's go ahead and do it. First question, I think you already mentioned it before, but just in case anyone missed it, Wes, what college do you go to? What high school did you graduate from? And what is your major right now?
For sure. Thank you guys for having me. My name is Wesley. I'm a freshman at UC Berkeley. Last year, I just graduated from West Campus High School, and I'm majoring in sociology and minoring in anthropology.
Right on, nice. And why, you said UC Berkeley, why did you choose to go to Berkeley?
Yeah, it was definitely a tough choice. I really liked all the stuff that Natasha went over, because I feel like everything on that list I kind of went over. I would say my biggest reason was probably financials. It was actually my cheapest option because of scholarships. So yeah, it just goes back to that point again of its importance. But also definitely like the location. I loved how it's in like the Bay Area, not too far, but like not too close to home. And it just seemed like an environment that I really wanted to be in. It's kind of like a college I always wanted to go to. So yeah.
Nice. And if anyone didn't know, Wesley's my brother. So when he said too close to home, he meant too close to me. All right. I heard that.
Much.
I have a question in the chat. Like that one. I have a question in the chat. Like Talk asked, if you wanted to do engineering, which college would you choose? Okay, that's kind of general for all of us. So UC Davis or Sac State. Like Talk, UC Davis and Sac State, they both don't really specialize in engineering. Sac State has a really good nursing program, criminal justice. UC Davis, I'll let Natasha talk about their specialty, but
So
you said engineering school.
UC Davis actually does have somewhat of a specialty in engineering because it is a research school. So a lot of the UC colleges are all research based. So they're very like, a lot of times they offer really good like hard science programs. So engineering, what is it called? Biology, chemistry. If you're interested in becoming like a doctor, an engineer, you want to do coding, anything along those lines, like Davis is pretty much going to be a good option. But because it is known for that area, you also have to be very competitive too, because there are a lot of other people who are looking to be in those types of programs. And when you do get in, the slate is pretty much washed clean. So you're not like the big fish in the little pond in high school anymore with the 4.2 GPA. Like everyone is starting ground zero. So now you're like competing against all the other people in the program. So just something to think about as far as competitiveness as well. Yeah.
And for some of those competitive majors, there's this thing called pre-majors where you have to take classes and then your grades in those classes depend if you're going to be accepted to those majors, those majors that you're going to be, you want. Those very competitive. And like Natasha said, UCs do, their STEM fields are more competitive.
Mhm.
Right. Hey, don't take my word for it. Take the former Aggie, the former UC Davis students for it. They do have a good engineering program. So yes, that to answer your question, UC Davis is the choice to go. But you can always even just research, just type into Google, you know, what are some schools around me that specialize in engineering? And I'm sure a bunch will pop up. But great question. I see another one that popped in the chat. Amanda says, how is the anthropology program at Berkeley? So that's going to Wes.
Yeah, honestly, I'm still first year, so I've taken one class so far. It was about archaeology, and I think it's probably been like one of my favorite classes. Of course, like it depends on like the professor and everything. But at Berkeley, you can't really go wrong with like the program departments. Like everything's pretty much like top ranked. So yeah, so I feel like at Berkeley, there's like a really great environment in the department, and they really focus on like diversity and stuff, which like isn't super common. So yeah, so I really like it so far.
Awesome. How was that class you took?
It was, I'm taking it right now. It's about archaeology. And I'm actually taking another anthro class next semester about like socio and cultural anthropology. So I'm still just kind of like starting to like learn about it. But I've heard like such great things. And yeah, if you're interested in archaeology, I've been recommending it to everybody. So yeah, it's been really good.
Nice. Awesome. Cool. That's a firsthand experience. I like it. Yes, thank you for that. Awesome. I'm just gonna keep moving down the list, and then hey, the best thing would be if you guys just had the list of questions, but I'll keep moving down mine. In the meantime, okay, so to pay for school. So you said something interesting. You said Berkeley was like your cheapest option. Usually that's like it's like the most expensive option, but you said scholarships and grants and whatnot. How did that work out? What scholarships did you apply for? Kind of focusing even on like the SCUSD ones. How was that process?
Yeah, for sure. So I think it was like the best of both worlds for me that like my best option was my cheapest option. But like kind of like Natasha said, like each school has its own scholarships like specialized for the school. So Berkeley had one specifically called the African American Initiative, and it was for Black students. And they reached out to me. I applied. I had to interview, and then I got that, and that was $8,000 a year, and it just renews automatically. So that was like a huge relief for me, and that was like one of my biggest reasons for choosing there. Other scholarships I applied to another one at Berkeley called the Leadership Award, and that's just for 1 year, but it's $2,000. So I got that, and you can reapply for that one each year. But then focusing on SCUSD scholarships, I applied to two. I applied to both the Grant and Bennett Memorial Scholarship, which I saw on the website earlier, and also the Luella M. Goff Memorial Scholarship. I also saw that one on the website earlier, and I got the Grant one. And that was a really awesome experience. I got to meet the donors. They were super friendly about it. They gave me a little award, and they gave me a $2,500 check for one time. So yeah, so that was really good.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Just curious, I didn't get awarded any scholarships. Did anyone from our mentor team, just out of curiosity, have you received any scholarships in the past?
Go ahead, Ling.
So when I didn't attend the SCUSD school, but I attended Stockton Unified School District, and I was part of the IB program. And during our year, our IB coordinators, our teachers, they created scholarships for our students So I received some scholarships from them right there.
Nice.
So what I was gonna say, is that when I was in high school in 2014, when I was a freshman, they had the Summer of Service program, which I know that is still running now. But the first year, instead of pretty much it being like a stipend, or I guess it was a stipend, but pretty much they offered every student who completed the program $500 to put towards college expenses. That was literally the first year and the first year only, because after that, they was like, yo, it's getting too expensive. We don't got time to be, just handing out $500 like we Oprah, because we ain't. But that was the first year. So I pretty much used that money towards some of my college expenses. But because Davis is so expensive, that only got me like one textbook, and that was pretty much it. So only just because I was a science major, and textbooks in the science field can get pretty expensive. So yeah.
That stuff adds up. So that's why the scholarships and grants and things are really important. We got tons of resources in our on our page that, again, I'll show you later, but that one page we pulled up, our mentor page, we have tons of resources on financial aid and whatnot. So check that out. Let's keep going down the list. Let me ask you, what is the biggest difference between, it's kind of a general question, between high school and college?
Yeah, for sure. I haven't had the full college experience yet because I'm still at home. But so far, I just love my college experience. I feel like it's so rewarding after high school. I feel like just like the amount of freedom that you have in so many different aspects. Like I just chose my classes today, and like I get to choose like all these from all these different fields and subjects and professors. Whereas in college or high school, of course, like you're kind of limited to your choices. And coming from a small high school too, like we didn't have like electives and stuff like that. So I would just say like freedom in like who you want to hang out with, the clubs that you want to join. Like there's so many. I know I go to like a really big school now, like a public university too. So there's like a lot of choices. And that's also something that you want to think about too. Like, do you want to go to like a smaller private school with like smaller classes maybe, or like a huge public school with like a lot of opportunities? But yeah, I would just say freedom is probably the biggest, like, and independence would be like the biggest difference so far between the two.
Can I add something on that? I have a question for you, Wes, just because you are the only one that probably be able to answer this question. How did COVID affect the beginning of your college experience? And is there any advice that you would like to give students who are going to be going to college next year? Of course, now like colleges are kind of starting to open up in person, but there is still of a transition period because of COVID that students may still feel the effects of. So if you could share some of that, that would be great, because the rest of us, we don't know nothing about that, like you would.
Absolutely, yeah. I feel like there's so many pros and cons about it. But I feel like my best advice would be to focus on like the pros of being at home and like really take advantage of like being at home and still like saving money and like being still with like your family, having their support. Obviously, like there's so many cons, like missing out on like orientation, which is like the highlight of a lot of kids like freshman year, being in dorms. Like I'll probably never be able to have that experience. But like I just was so grateful that like I was able to save money and like be at home. And I feel like there are so many ways as a student being at home, like I've made so many friends already that where I haven't even like met them in person, but like just like find ways like to socialize, like whether it's on social media. But I would say for sure it definitely was hard, like not knowing what you're going into, and like especially the college too, like this is their first time dealing with all this, so like it's new for us and new for them. But I would just say like look for the advantages in it and like take those, because not all students are looking at it like that. So yeah.
Hey, I like that question. Yeah, it's a whole different world with online classes, and I think they're going to be kind of transitioning back. But yes, it's a whole different world. So awesome question. I'll ask few more questions, and then also anyone on the mentor team, just like Miss Natasha, if you have any questions, chime in as well, or input. I was going to ask, what is the biggest challenge of just going to college in general? What do you think?
Yeah, I would say COVID specific, definitely like the social aspect, like lacking that. It's a really weird feeling to be like in a class with like 400 people or something, and like not really like feeling everybody there, and like knowing what it's truly like. So I feel like that's been one of my biggest challenges, and like it's really hard to put yourself out there, especially like going to office hours and like communicating with people and joining clubs. So I would say that that's been like a COVID challenge and like an online challenge, something that will get easier. in person, but also just like college in general. I would say kind of like when I talk about like independence, like there's so many pros to that, but then like the cons to that as well, like having to make yourself have that time management, and really like giving yourself that motivation, like especially that can be really hard with online classes. But I think that if you do put in the time and effort, then it'll really be worth it in the end.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you for that. Couple more. What is your end goal when you graduate? You're in anthropology now, testing that out. What is your end goal? Do you want to go into teaching, into excavating skeletons, or what are you thinking?
That's a great question. I would just like to start out by saying like college is really a place to like understand and like learn and grow. I know going into it, I wanted to study business. And then after taking like some of the calc classes and like other classes, I noticed like, well, I took an intro to socio and I really liked that too. So I feel like, especially like I said, coming from a small high school with like not many electives, like it was really hard to kind of explore, but like you really have that like at least some time to be able to explore your classes. So yeah, so I took intro classes. I think that that's a really great way to, yeah, exactly. We talked about that a lot in class too. Like there's so many stereotypes that are around it, but yeah. But yeah, you can't go wrong with any field. I think that like you should focus on your passions and not like relatively just like the stereotypes around like, oh, this is a great major, like this is gonna make you successful. But like really just put in the time and effort, especially like outside of school too, like whether it's internships and stuff like that. But yeah, I would I'm forgetting like the track that was going on your original question. Oh yeah, after college. Basically, I'm still like super open, just exploring different intro classes. But I'm thinking of going somewhere still in like the business sector, like maybe HR, like consulting. Like I've been trying to join some like consulting clubs and internships and stuff. So yeah, so that's kind of the route that I'm going, but I'm still really open.
Nice. Thank you. Appreciate that. And last question, just super open-ended. Is there anything else that I didn't ask in the group of questions and we didn't ask you that you wanted to like, you didn't know and you wanted to share with any of the students here today?
Yeah, I would say like as a first gen student, I know it's like really hard to like figure all this stuff out on your own. And like I feel like this was one of the biggest transitions in my life, like going from high school to college, especially being online. So finding that, I know that all these people in here are great mentors. So finding that person that you can go to and talk to, like whether it's like an upper division student or whether it's like an older sibling or somebody who's gone through it, I feel like they can give you like the most authentic and honest advice. And that's like really helped me like talking to other people. And don't be afraid at all like to ask questions. Like I've emailed the housing department probably like a million times and like they've been super friendly and nice, but like for students who like really don't know what's going on, like I really recommend you to reach out. So yeah.
Hey, awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Appreciate it. Just a ton. And if there's any more questions from students, feel free to drop them in the chat. If you want to stick around, that'd be great. If you don't have time, feel free to go. But yes, thank you for answering those. I really appreciate it. And hey, everyone, you've already seen that we have UC Berkeley, we have UC Davis, Sac State, Fresno State in the room. So if you have questions about any of those colleges, we are your direct line of communication. We got you covered. And we all know people at other schools as well, community colleges. I went to Sac City for a time, so we got you covered. So anyways, we are now at the point. Yes.
Yeah. Can I add some input as well?
Yes,
Something else that came to my mind as Wes was talking about like his career path and stuff is for students who are going into college and you have no idea what you want to do. It is okay. Don't put additional pressure on yourself to figure it out in the next however many months before you step foot on your college campus. Okay. It's okay going into college being an undeclared major. And that's okay because the first 2 years you're taking general education classes anyway, right? So during that time gives you the opportunity to explore what you want to do. A lot of times I tell students, if you have any hobbies or interests or things that you enjoy doing, take a class in that interest or hobby or passion that you have and use that as a starting point. We also do have our California Colleges website as well that all of us mentors use as a tool as we're mentoring our students. On it, you can take personality tests as well. And in it, it tells you what type of career paths that might be aligned with your personality and your strengths and the gifts that you have that make you, right? Because no one's you, right? So that's something else to consider as well. So please, I'm encouraging you to reach out to your mentor, ask if they can help you with accessing that personality test. If you are just confused, you have no idea what you want to do. Okay. And then in addition to that, after you've taken it, that tool is also great because then you can research and explore the various career options that are in the results of the test that you take. And then you can kind of take that as a starting point as well. And then even then, it'll even connect you to the various colleges that offer those programs and majors to the possible career that you might be interested in doing. Like it's a great tool. I could be like a spokesperson for their whole thing. They're not paying me. This is not a TSA or nothing. I ain't getting paid for this, you know? But the point is that it's okay. And the only reason why I'm telling you this is because from my experience, I'm a very type A individual. I love planning things out. I had a plan going in and it failed horribly. I got dismissed, had to go to Sac City for 2 semesters, came back to Davis, and still graduating 4 years. Crazy experience. If you want more details, you can feel free to reach out to me and I'll give you the whole story in detail later. But the point is that the biggest lesson I learned was that flexibility is okay. And it's okay if what you planned may not work out the way you want to. And for those who don't have a plan, it's fine too as well, because the whole point of college is for you to learn more about who you are, to enjoy your college experience, the holistic part of it. It's not just about taking classes and that's it. It also includes making connections, building relationships with your peers, joining clubs, etc., and just finding out of more of who you are. And the more you find out of who you are, the easier it'll be to figure out what your path is and what your purpose is in life. And even after you graduate from college, if you still don't know what you want to do, it's okay, because I'm sure everyone can attest, like, I mean, I knew I wanted to go into education, but I didn't know specifically what that job was going to be, right? And so I've talked to various people within our mentor team about, like, I thought I wanted to be a math teacher. Nah, I don't like math that much. I don't love it enough to do it for 30 plus years of my life, right? So it's just figuring out and testing out different things as you go along in life, and it's okay. So that was my little, I guess, big spiel for y'all. So yeah, but feel free to ask questions.
Piggyback on you, Natasha. Like you say how it's okay, you're undecided, and it's undecided. I know some students are talking about, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna go to a junior college first. But I feel like it's okay if you're undecided and you want to go to a UC or a CSU. That's fine. They're gonna be there. They're gonna have support services for you to choose your classes for you. I know when I was a freshman, I was undeclared and I went to UC Davis, and then I had classes of just for exploratory students, so exploratory undecided students. So we had classes for it, and then it was a small group of classes. It was like 5-10 students, and that's for undecided students. And they actually took us to, like, they had go on field trips and things like that. So it was actually great. So that helps you, like, it's a small classes with your own fellow students, and everybody was undecided, and you get to talk to them and stuff like that, and then you have to decide what you're gonna go, what path you're gonna go on.
Exactly. And for Lee with the crying emojis, yo, you are gonna be fine. Personally, I switched a whole 180 2 years into college, so you can take all your undergrads and you can explore different topics, different subjects, kind of like Miss Natasha said, and you can figure out what you like to do. And by that time, after you take a lot of those things and are exposed, you will definitely figure out what interests you the most. And then if we even had a mentor that was on our team, he actually was inside of the kinesiology program, and he's not even remotely close, and he graduated with that degree. So even if you graduate with the degree and you want to do something else, you're not pigeonholed. You're not stuck into just that, career field in that line of work. He's in education and motivational speaking and whatnot now. So and kinesiology has to do with science and all that stuff. So anyways, yes, just in short, what all three of us mentors said, you just kind of try things out when you get into college, and you will be fine. You'll find your fit, your niche. But awesome. Thank you for starting that off, Natasha. That was a great piece of advice. Anything else before we move on to the little Kahoot stuff? We're good to go. Dope. Awesome. Okay. Well, real quick, I will share kind of the format of how this will work. So these are our little, we've accumulated some prizes here, some college swag. What we did is Miss Natasha and some other mentors, they reached out, and they tried to harass all the people at the colleges and say, hey, will you give us some college swag? And you're like, sure. So we have boxes of this stuff. We got tons of it stored away. And we're going to be doing tons of college cafes and events. So we're going to keep just going one by one, giving stuff out. Today's the perfect time to do so. So in the Kahoot game, there's going to be 3 winners, 3 of the top winners with the most points. going off of the speed answered and the correctness of your answers, okay? Those top 3 winners will get to choose one of these items, and we might throw in a little extra, little bundle something together as well. But you'll get to choose accordingly, and then we can either deliver it to you, or if you come pick it up, that would be great. That'll be easier on us. But we can always, for accommodating, we can deliver it to you as well, drop it off at your house. But there's some things here. We got our Sac State swag. We've got, this is a really cool t-shirt I wear all the time. UC Davis swag right here. We got some pennants, pennants, I don't know what they're called. We got a UC Davis bag. This is a UC Davis water bottle. That's a nice one. This is a really nice, this might be the last one we have of, this is a UC Merced mug. I have one of these, I drink out of it. It's really nice. And we got some pens and pencils, boxes of those, and some other kind of just like miscellaneous t-shirts. Hey, you can tie down, you do whatever you want. So
can I add far as I'm always adding, I'm sorry. But for the shirt that says Black Under Attack, I just want to let y'all know, if you do decide to get it, it's from a student movement that happened while I was at Davis, where there was a lot of hate crimes happening towards Black students in the Black community. So it was an organized protest that we did in like protest for that. With the chancellor that we had at that time. So that's what the shirt is, a product of that particular movement that happened when I was like a sophomore or junior. So I'm just letting you know, if you choose that, just letting you know you're wearing some history, rock it with pride. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's all I gotta say.
No, thank you for that. And these 2 shirts on the left, I don't remember, I can't remember what these were affiliated with, so I don't know, but yeah, thank you for the background on that one. Also, for those students who are watching this, and it's not live, it's a recorded version posted on our website. Catch us at our next event. And that way we can give away some swag to you, and you'll be eligible for that. So.
Oh yeah, I remember these other shirts. Sorry, once again. Okay, Murals is for students of color that are in engineering and science. So there's a program called Murals at UC Davis. So if you are a student of color and you're interested in going to engineering, science related things like that, that's kind of what that program is representing as well. And then UC Davis, it says first, it's talking about first generation students. So if you're a first generation student, wearing it with pride, that might be a shirt you're interested in getting. So just gotta let y'all know what the products from UC Davis are. You know what I'm saying? I had to get my connects to give us stuff. So
Cool, thank you. So LITAC, that Murals one's talking to you. I remember you're into engineering. Awesome. Okay, well, these are the prizes for the winners. We'll stay after today's Zoom, and we'll divvy out and see how that works out. But those are the selections you all have available to you. So with that said, let's go ahead and move next to your Wi-Fi router. You want to be the quickest to go. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to start the Kahoot. I'm going to share my screen. We'll let everyone join up, and then we'll get going. Okay, let's do. Let's see how to start this real quick. Okay. Play now. There we go. Host. All right, let me share my screen. Yes, good luck, everybody. All right. Okay.
can the mentors play?
Yeah, you can't win prizes, but you can play. No, wait, no, that would throw it off. Nope, good try. You cannot play. That would throw it off.
I'm just playing around with you, Gab.
I would throw it off.
You can just play on your piece of paper, Natasha.
Yeah, play in your head. All right, here we go. Player versus player, classic. Okay, so if you have, I'm sure everyone's used Kahoot, but if you've not, all good. What you want to do is you want to type in this right here, kahoot.it inside of your browser. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on your laptop, wherever you're at, on your Samsung smart fridge. I don't know if that would work. And then what you want to do is enter your game pin, which is right here, 7750213. And Philip has already got it down pat. Then you'll enter your name, just like Philip did, and you will pop up here. And I'll wait. Don't worry. I'm not going to rush for everyone to get started. Then what's going to happen is there's going to be some options. So have my screen open. Okay, so you're looking at the Zoom, and have the screen of the Kahoot on your device open. That way, on this screen I have showing right here, you'll see the question. And then on your screen, you'll be able to answer it. Just select any of the multiple choice responses. All right, so let's count to see if we have everyone here. Let me see how many students there are. Someone's got to help me out with this. I'm sharing screen. So, okay, let's go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got 8 students inside of the Kahoot. Is that corresponding? Is that correct?
Yeah, there's 8 students in the Zoom as well, outside of us mentors. And unless Wesley, are you playing or not? You cool? Okay, cool. Wesley said he's not playing.
Wesley's got swag. He's already got Davis swag. I mean, Berkeley swag.
You got
He's
Berkeley.
like, if it ain't Berkeley, I don't want it.
All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and since we got 8, let's go ahead and get started. Let's do it. Here we go. April 29th. 3, 2, 1. I'll read the answers as well, or the questions. Okay. What is our title? Our team. What is our title? Hint: we're not called counselors. All right. We're not counselors. All right. What is our title? We got about 10 seconds left. Oh, nice job. All right. I wasn't expecting. Okay, we did confuse a couple. This is our official title. You can call us some of these and we'll respond. We'll turn our heads and look at you. But this is our official title, YDSS Mentors. Good job.
I mean, sometimes we just go by college mentors too.
That's true. That's true. Sometimes I just say mentor. So, or sometimes,
Oh, that was a trick question, man. Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, 6 people got it right. So, all right, here we go. Okay, so who's in first? All right, Amanda, Phillip, and My T. Got it. Here we go. How can you contact us? Zoom, email, text, call, or all the above? How can we help you? In what ways? About 10 seconds. Good job. Oh, and one put email. Hey, well, that's correct. But also more correctly, it's all of the above. So we're available. And I'll show you after the Kahoot today. I'll show you our website. But you can get in contact with us. Email, Zoom, text, call, later in the year, possibly in person, but all of the above for this. All right, good job. Let's see, we got some moves on the board. All right, nice. Okay, let's go ahead and move. And also, if you didn't know how this works, it also calculates how fast you answer, okay? So don't answer too fast, but you gotta hurry up too. All right, here we go. This is a true or false one. Is it a good idea to visit the college campuses you are thinking of going to? Yeah or no? True or false? Nice, good job. That was a speed round. Whoever was quickest, you all got it right. Good job. Okay, let's see. Ooh, all right. I like it. Lee has the highest answer streak though. All right. So taking your time, Lee. Very good. Deadlines are super important in college. True or false? Yep, I said that. Deadlines are super important. Remember, in high school, false. In high school, if you somehow, you miss an assignment or you miss something, a lot of times, those deadlines are a little bit flexible. In college, depends on the professor, but as far as some of the, turning in paperwork and things, super important because there's thousands of kids who are trying to get in and try to apply for the same thing as you. And so if you miss out on a day, to register, that class is filled up. To turn something in, that's already filled up.
I do want to make a note that if you're in a college class and you are struggling in the class and there's a big assignment coming up, please reach out to your college professors before the deadline so they can accommodate you. If you reach out after the deadline, it's harder for them to accommodate you,
Exactly. Yeah. So be in contact with your teacher and they'll help you out. So yes, sometimes some professors there's able to have some leniency, but deadlines are even more in college, more so important. All right, let's see who. All right, we got a solid break here. We've got some close ones for third. Third race is going to be a close one. All right, let's see what happens. This is on number 5. What does SIR stand for? Ooh, students' interest to register, survey of interest to register, student intent to register, or statement of intent to register. Nice, good job. That was a tricky one.
That was hard.
I would have said the yellow too if I wasn't up to date on my stuff, but yeah, it was green.
Gav, you student intent to register is actually the answer.
Wait, it is?
Yeah, that
sure?
was on our PowerPoint.
What?
Yeah. So all the 3 people who got yellow is actually correct.
Was I? Oh man, so I did you guys dirty. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that too. I said, wait, did I say it wrong on my PowerPoint?
Oh, okay. I clicked the wrong one. I confused myself, y'all. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna go back through and see who answered correctly. And we'll try to sort that out. Man. Okay, I hope that didn't screw it up too much. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll continue though. We'll still finish this off. Man, all right, we're gonna try to solve this, people. Okay. Yeah, big whoa. Oh man. Okay, here we go. I guarantee you the other ones are right though. Okay, scholarships are free to apply to. It depends. They're never free, or only the legit ones. Good job. Only the legit ones, y'all. Sometimes there's gonna be scholarships that ask you to pay money. Those are usually gonna be scams, guys. Do not, if a scholarship asks you just to apply and it costs, you know, money, stay away from those, y'all. Make sure sometimes even on like FAFSA and all those things, make sure you're checking everything's at .com, .org, .edu for all the school stuff, not some of these HTML stuff like that. Just be careful when you're putting your personal information out there. So make sure the legit ones are the free ones to apply to, okay? Remember, the stuff that costs, that's the college apps. Those ones cost money. What else costs money? All this SIR stuff. Exactly. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. I think this might be correct, but it might not because I did that little mess up, but we'll keep going. If you have questions for us, where can you find our contact info? My school website, YouTube, Google, YDSS Mentors website. Which one? Nice. All right, that was a speed round. Good job. And we will show you that website in just, I think we already put the link in there, but I'll show you it in just a moment. All right, here we go. Okay, this is a true or false. It costs money to fill out and submit a college application. Is a college application, does this one cost money or not? Okay, college apps do, with the caveat we didn't talk too much about today, the application to community colleges, those are usually free, but the ones we talked about today, we talked about UCs and CSUs, those ones cost money to apply for, y'all. And there's fee waivers and things out there, so be on the lookout for those as well. All right, moving down the line. Okay, here we go. True or false? 9 out of 13. We're almost coming to a close. College can be fully paid for with scholarships and grants. Did I miss? Man. Ooh. Did I mess it up again?
You messed up again, Gav. This is true. This is true.
Oh, man. What did I do? You just might have to give everyone.
Next time, someone's going to have to check Gavin's Kahoot game.
Oh, man. Yeah, someone needs to double check it. Well, anyways, the Blues, you guys did get it right. I'm sorry, Reds. I tricked you. The Blues is right. College can be fully paid for. Even if you're not an athlete and get that typical like full ride athletic scholarship, you can still get plenty of scholarships as a just all-around great student. So correct answer is blue. Man, sorry about that, y'all.
Those very competitive scholarships, those full ride scholarships, most of them are usually typically due before college application, like Gates Millennium and things like that. Those are usually like before October. So just if you're juniors or you know any juniors, just make sure they apply for that.
Work on it during the summer.
UC. Okay, what does UC stand for? There's a couple here. Let's just hope this one's right at this point. At this point, might have to give everyone a little piece of swag, because that was on me. There we go. I got one right. Okay, here we go. University of California. That's right. University of California, UC system. Tons of great schools. Those are usually a little bit more pricey than CSUs, but also really nice and rigorous and prestigious. All right. UCLA, UC Irvine, UC Berkeley, UC Riverside. True or false? Juniors can apply to the SCUSD scholarships. Oh, we talked about this. False. Good job. Remember, we talked about that. Juniors cannot apply, unfortunately, just for our graduating seniors. All right. See, maybe that's why I messed them up, because I was doing some of them live. I was trying to match it up to our presentation. I was just rushing a little too fast. It's okay. All right, here we go. 12 of 13. What college does Wesley go to? Talk about today. Davis, Irvine, Sac State, or Berkeley? Which one? Oh, nice. Everyone's paying attention. Good stuff. Awesome. I got that one right. Hey. Davis. Yeah, we have a lot of Davis in the room, so I thought I might throw you off with that one. Okay, here we go. True or false? This one's no wrong answers. All right. This is just, did you learn anything today, or is this beneficial? True is yes, false is no. Awesome. I'm not going to count that one for points, but just wanted to see if this helped you out today. Awesome. Oh, and of course I said false. I don't know why I chose that one. Okay. Let me go ahead and let me just say, since the answers were a little bit wonky, I don't know, how did that happen? Did I do that? If the answers were a little bit wonky, we have how many people in the room today? 8. Okay, so we have tons of swag. If the mentors are cool with it, I'm okay with giving a piece of swag to everybody, and that might put a little dent in our inventory. We'll hope it's not too big. but I want everyone to have a fair chance. So I don't know if these are right, but good job, Mai. Good job, Delaney. Good job, Philip. Don't know if those were the true winners, but good stuff, y'all.
I'm cool with it. Well, I think we have plenty of stuff. There's enough stuff for one item per person in the Zoom. So
awesome. Okay. And for swag for everybody.
you get a prize.
You're
welcome.
You
get a prize. You.
All right. So so we'll
but yeah, you should put the pictures up. So let the top 3 choose first.
Got you. Okay. So we'll go with let's see. Well, I don't know the correct winners, but let's go ahead and we pull that picture up again.
No, not the mentors, Dow.
Yeah, good try, good try.
Sorry, I got a prize ready.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll have to talk about that later behind the scenes, but I was gonna ask if my student got in the top 3, does that mean I get a prize? I was gonna try to slide that in, but
Right. Your student? My students.
Your screen. Good try.
Only because Philip was winning majority of the game, and then it switched when that one question that Gavin put was wrong, and I'm like, dang, messed up my students' momentum. Messed up
everyone's momentum.
So here is our stockpile of supplies, and again, we have different sizes of shirts and different things here for you. We got more pens and pencils and whatnot. So let's go ahead and so I don't know exactly. I'm not too sure if the winners, if that was accurate. I do know Mai was just killing it the whole pretty much game. So I'm gonna give her first. Which one would you like to pick? Mai, type in the chat. And for the shirts, let us know your size. We can try to work with you and accommodate you that way. Type that up in the chat. And then second and third place winners, think about yours as well. Start thinking, you're on deck. Next choice. Let's see if Mai takes yours. All right, so we've got this bottom right one. We will save the chat today. That way we can see everyone who chose what, and then your mentor will follow up with you to see the best way to get that over to you. But Mai looks like she took the first UC Davis. I like it. Okay, so bottom right, and then we'll ask you your size and everything later on to make sure we have.
I'll put your contact info so we can contact you too.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Also, if you can put your first and second option would be great, because we do have multiples of these prizes. So there's a possibility that if you want a first generation shirt as well, we may have more than one. So if you can just put your first and second, and then if by chance we don't have your first option, then we'll give you your second option.
Right. Awesome. Okay. Lightalk says the cup and pen. Was Lightalk in second? I can't remember. Were you in second?
Philip.
Was that Philip? I can't remember. Oh, Lightalk was in fourth. Yeah, I thought Philip was in third. Oh, who was in second? Who came in second? Delaney. All right, Delaney. That means it's your pick. Go ahead and Delaney, choose yours. Everything's on the board except for that UC Davis shirt.
Wait, don't we have multiple of that UC Davis?
Yeah, we do. So just put your first and your second choice of what you would want for a prize.
Gavin, you're off today.
And then we'll make sure to honor your first choice, and if not, we'll give you your second one.
Nice. So how are we gonna do this? So everyone gets a 1 and 2 pick, and you can overlap. What are you thinking?
Yeah, we can start up with the 3 top. They can give their first and second option, and then everyone else can flood the chat with their first and second option afterwards.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start taking record of this too while people are.
You take some notes on that. Awesome. And then Delaney, put your first and second in there for us. That way we have 2 options for you. And then the next up was Philip in third place. Go ahead and take
the first 3 doesn't really put a second option because Sac City we do have a lot of those.
Got you.
All right, third place was Philip.
Okay. And Kate came in a little bit later on. All right, Philip answered UC Davis water bottle or UC Davis shirt. All right. So I'm not exactly sure how many of these we have, but we will hope we got enough to supply y'all. And if not, we'll work something else out.
Yeah, and if by chance we don't have your item after your first and second choice, your mentor will reach out to you and we'll tell you what's left, and then you could go from there.
For sure. Okay, and then we already got Live Talk's answer, who was fourth, and then everyone else. I don't think the podium had any more in order. So everyone else who just participated, go ahead and enter your first and second choice back to back. That way we can save this chat, go through it, and we'll reach back out to you and get you your college swag stuff. Awesome. And I'll just say right away, I think this mug right here, this one, I know we're super limited. You can put that down, but have a second option because I think we only have one of these or maybe two of them left. I think we got plenty shirts, maybe the Sac State ones. We got a couple pennants. We got plenty of those for you all. I think we're good on the other stuff. All right. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Kate. Anybody else? Enter your choices in now. Awesome, awesome. Okay. And as we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this screen up for a quick second, and then I'm gonna pull up our mentor website, the thing I was talking about, the way you can reach out to us. And if you have any questions, anyone watching this recording, if you have any questions, you can get a hold of us. If your counselor isn't, reaching back to you, you can't get a hold of them, hit us up and we got you covered. We'll connect you and we'll help you out as much as we can as well. Awesome. Philip, Amanda, Kate. Perfect. Okay. Is that everybody that put their options in the chat? Natasha, want to check that real quick? We got eight.
Yeah, I'm writing it down right now. I'll make sure to check in with everyone before we get off the recording.
Perfect. Okay. Since I think that's everybody who entered it in, I'm going to stop sharing that. We're going to move on to our mentor website in just a second. Yes, and don't forget to message Miss Natasha with your contact info. Even if you put your email in the chat earlier, just go ahead and right now, just switch it over to Miss Natasha in the chat, and you can send her a message so it makes it easier for her to see your contact info so we can reach out to you about those prizes. All right, so let me go ahead and share screen as we close out here. Thanks everyone for sticking with us. All right, and we kind of briefly showed you this already when we went to the resources page, but this is our mentor website with all of us right here. These are all the mentors we have right now, and we're actually adding some more to the team. We're kind of switching some things up here, so you might see some faces leave and also go and kind of be added to this, but we have our schools that we're supporting at, so we already talked about that in our intros, but you can check here. We have Kennedy, SES, McClatchy, New Tech, Burbank, George Washington Carver, Rosemont, HP, Hiram, Met, and then Legion. So we got all the schools pretty much covered. You can reach out to us based on which school you're at. If you click on the connect with, you wanted to connect if you're a McClatchy or a New Tech student, you wanted to connect with myself. I've got my contact info here. This is my Google Voice number, and this is also my SCUSD email. Feel free to use either of those, or you can schedule an appointment. Click on that, and then you can choose out of some times and make sure you register with this little Google Forms here, and then that'll send me a notification. I'll get back to you as soon as possible, and that goes for all the mentors. This will look the same with some different options in the timings. Okay, awesome. Let me go ahead and go back here. Perfect. Now, that's our mentors page right there with all the mentors. Awesome. Let's move on to our resources. Now, like we already showed you, the scholarship stuff is right up here. It's going to link you directly to the SCUSD scholarship page. And then we've got external ones, as Mr. Lang showed us as well. These ones we still have vetted as part of the district. We've checked out and make sure they're not, sketchy and fishy. They're still legit scholarships, but these ones are external outside of our district. So they're likely going to have a lot more applications and they're open to more students, okay? If you haven't done FAFSA already, make sure that is something you have to do, okay? If you want to go to college, you want to make sure you do FAFSA. If you want financial aid, you want your Cal grant, you want your Pell grant, you got to make sure you fill out this FAFSA, okay? We have a video right here, a walkthrough posted. All good, Kimberly. Perfect. We will post this recording online, but you've gotten all the information. See you later. We've got our DREAM Act for any students needs to fill that out. Web grants, okay? You got to fill this out if you are interested in the Cal grants, which is a huge, huge one you should go for. Community college
No, all
application.
students need to create a web grant too. That's where you're gonna go accept your Cal grant. So
Yep.
if you did your FAFSA, you should create a web grant too.
Yeah, so that's like the next step. Right after you do FAFSA, head right on over to web grants. That way you can get your Cal grant. Huge one you want to go for. And then we've got applications to some of the colleges. So if you haven't applied yet to the community college, you can do that right here. We've got some in the Los Rios system. These ones are already passed, but we've got CSU, UC. Also, we have our student survey for all of our seniors. Please do this. We'll be sending out emails to you to make sure you finish this up, but student survey just to see how we can support you. Okay, that helps us help you. All right. We've got some more resources. If you don't know your counselor's name, you don't know how to get hold of them, we've got a whole entire directory for our counselors right here. What you could do is you can click on that link and then a list should load right up by school. You could scroll down, find your school and find your counselor. Okay. You could send them an email. It's got the email addresses right here. Or if you have any trouble, you can contact us and we can set you in contact with that counselor. Okay. All right. Let me scroll back down to where we were at. Cool. Counselor directory. Awesome. And then we've got our videos. So our walkthroughs of FAFSA. If you have any issues or you don't want to meet with us, all good. We've got videos, tons of them here for you, walking you through the application. Oh, it's throwing me around. There we go. Walking you through that application step by step. You can pause it as you go. Then we've got our community college resources. Okay, so if you want the California College Promise Grant, so that's if you're going to community college, free 2 years, all right, with some stipulations, making sure you're in good academic standing and taking enough units, but you can go free for 2 years. Okay, so if you want some more information there, undocumented students, we've got some resources here for you to click on, how to apply, some programs and majors at the Los Rios schools, which are the main ones that we push out for the community college system here in California. In our region. And then we have our some more resources here for UCs and CSUs up here, UCs. And yeah, so that is our resource page right there. There's tons of things on here. If it seems daunting to you, we can walk you through this as mentors if you set an appointment with us. But yes, that is our resource page. And almost done with the website. We have our important dates, little mini calendar. You can always check and see some of the dates that are coming up and just keep this on your radar. You know, I would bookmark this page, you know, add it to your desktop on your wallpaper, just add it back there as a link and you can click on it and just check this calendar every once in a while. Just a quick tip. You can move by the week and month and whatnot. And then finally, we have our College Cafe. This is our first one of the season, y'all, which means we'll have our recording up here this whole entire session. So if you have any friends, be a good friend and say, hey, you know what? I just went to a great College Cafe. I'm gonna share with you this link. We have some of our last ones that we did virtually. And then we used to do them in person as well. So we have some photos down here of some College Cafes that we were at a while ago, having a bunch of fun, having some amazing guest speakers and whatnot. And yes, interacting with y'all, doing some fun little games and stuff. So anyways, that is, and also we'll have more, so stay tuned if you want the information that'll be posted here. But that is our mentor website and everything that entails that. Did I miss anything, mentors, about this website? Got that in its entirety. Awesome. All right, well, with that said, that was all we had in store for today. We'll be on if anyone wants to stay on and ask questions. We can stay on until 5 o'clock if need be and answer anything that you have concerns, questions about. But we will go ahead and we'll reach out to you about those prizes and how we can get those to you. And yeah, we'll send you some of that information that we received emails for. We will send that stuff over to you, those resources. With that said, anything else from anyone? Wanted to add anything before we kind of close out this session?
So real quick, Letak, I don't know if I mispronounced the name or not, but if you can drop in the chat your email, that would be great. From Burbank is the student I'm referring to. Everyone else's email I have, except for the students that dipped way before we even got to the Kahoot game. But that's all I wanted to, but everyone else is good. I have all of people's items that they're interested in, and everyone's email. So we're good over here.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, with that said, thank you all for being a part of our first College Cafe. We will have more. We welcome you to come back, invite your friends, and we will kick it once again and learn a little bit more about college and another topic. All right. If you want to stay behind, ask any questions, feel free to do so. Otherwise, you're free to go. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate it.
Thanks for coming. Bye.
Oh,
Apply to the scholarships.
yeah,
Mhm.
apply scholarships. Need help? Let us know. Awesome. See y'all.
Thank you guys.
Alright.